666 video series. Today we're talking about pre-matter, and it's important for you to understand as you're building and strengthening your structures that everything physical begins in the non-physical. I was just looking for something to show you. Like, this was created from non-physical energy. It started in this field that is called the pre-matter field. Everything that manifests begins within this field, which is why it's so important for you to have a knowing of this field, because things that you are not aware of are also happening in that field. And although you might not have conscious awareness of how the energy structures work, the fact that you know that everything begins within the non-physical to the physical is an indicator that you need to be able to access that field. How do you access that field? Well, you can access it a number of ways. You can access it through your intention. You can access it through your connection of your heart, because your heart is a portal. You can access it through meditation, which a lot of people think meditation is all about calming the mind, but that's just one thing that you could do in meditation. Meditation is a tool, just like a pen is a tool for writing. Meditation is a tool that humans can use to create. Now, most people don't know this, but I used to have an intern that was a professional athlete. And when I asked this athlete how often and how much did she do visualization, practice visualization, and she was on the lower end of the professional athlete scale, meaning she wasn't a top ranking athlete, but she was on the circuit. And she spent 4 hours a week in total for just visualization, not meditation, visualizing every aspect of her game before she went out on the court. She was a tennis player. So how is this important to you? Well, why would people at the top of their game spend time visualizing? They spend time visualizing because it accesses the field of pre-matter. If you want to create, you create from being in communion with creator energy, which happens in the pre-matter field. So, why would you want to know this? Well, every time there is an illness, every time there is some kind of discord, it can be neutralized. But it cannot be neutralized from the future state, and it cannot be neutralized from the past state. It can only be neutralized from your current state of awareness in the present moment. The present moment is exactly how you can access pre-matter. The pre-matter field is how you can create and achieve your goals. But here's the thing, when you're accessing pre-matter, you're not attached to the outcome because you're in the creation stages. So you're not trying to create an outcome like the tennis player that I explained earlier. When she's visualizing her entire game, in her visualization, she might visualize and probably does visualize the outcome. But more importantly, what she's focused on is her experience from beginning to end. She's not focusing on the outcome only, which is where most people kind of get twisted with this whole law of attraction, because the law of attraction, although it's had many beneficial aspects to it, there's more than one law that goes into enact for things to happen. And everything starts in the pre-matter field. So if you learn how to access pre-matter, you then become a conscious creator, which is really what we all are. That's why they call it co-creation, because you are co-creating within the field. And if you are doing this on purpose, you will create more for yourself, more consciously. So you don't want to focus on the outcome. You want to focus on the experience. And in the experiences, what are we usually focused on? How we feel, right? So creation is driven a lot from emotion, not from what we think, which is why materialism is so unfortunate, because people are so focused on winning or scoring or the outcome that they miss everything that's really rich to their soul, which is the experience. You know, in the big scheme of things, the soul, you know, living is winning, you know, and so many people are missing that because they're so focused on the outcome. Anyways, can I get a shout out? Nisi Hernandez, thank you for being here. I have nothing other than love for you. I wonder, Nisi, what are you creating in the matter field? So for me, when I'm focusing on the matter field, for me personally, this is what I focus on. I focus on talking to my cells. I focus on health and vitality, and I focus on expanding love. How can I become more loving towards others? And that's what I focus on in the pre-matter field, like those frequencies that are very high and that manifest very quickly, because there's no resistance to love in the field. There's only resistance when we start to attach to outcomes. So that's how I work with the field. But you all can work on other things that are just as important as love, joy, compassion, all those things. Those are all aligned with the natural laws. Here's one thing I will tell you is that if you're working in the matter field and you are in alignment to the natural laws, your manifestation exponentially increases, because there's zero resistance when you're working in the flow of the natural laws. But I think I will say this, the one thing that most people struggle with in creating goals, in achieving results, and attaining pure joy is they have a lack of clarity around what it is that they want to have. I think that's the biggest thing that most people are lacking. Anyways, that is what I have for you today. I am Kiana Sage, and I guide people to peace. I hope you found this helpful in your own creation and in alignment with the natural laws. I guide people to peace. If you're interested in aligning more to peace, you could check out my website, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Happy co-creation, folks.